On the Facebook page, it's live. You just want to have your volume down a little bit.
Exciting. It's fun seeing Chris in his element too.
Know.
Pretty cool.
I know.
Yeah, it's
So, wait, hold on.
Our members also help us get
It's
back
good.
through grants, scholarships, random
Oh, and we are live.
wonderful.
thousands of Arizonans.
And then just turn the volume down. Perfect.
Do you want me to leave it on for the...
And a big thank you to Desert Financial for sponsoring the KRIM Community Spotlight Program. Good morning, everyone. Chris Higgins in the studio. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday morning, or as Randy Roberson always referred to it, our hump day. And so we're halfway through the week. Hope you're having a great week as well. Well, this morning we get to talk with some wonderful people about a wonderful event here in the community, and it's our Vitalant Payson Community Blood Drive. In the studio this morning, I have Jennifer Lawless, Banner Volunteer Services Program Manager, along with Lori Hilliard, Donor Recruitment Representative for Vitalant. And on the phone from Phoenix, we have Sue Thu, and she is Communications Manager for Vitalant. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chris.
Yes, and hope you're all doing well. And also, and I forgot, I am so sorry, Ashland, who is in the studio, and Ashland is our intern, and that is sponsored by MHA Foundation. So we appreciate their sponsorship of that program, and appreciate Ashland being here,
Oh, I love being here.
even though I forgot to announce you.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's okay. I'm here tomorrow, so you have another chance.
There we go. She's here tomorrow, so I can get it right tomorrow, hopefully. Also, we are streaming on the KRIM FM Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitter feed, so you can watch on those pages as well. So, again, we're talking about such an important event and such an important thing, blood and our blood drive. And I want to just get it out there that it is Monday, January 24th at Mount Cross Lutheran Church. That's 601 East Highway 260 here in Payson in the Log Cabin. And if you want to make an appointment, if you haven't already signed up, you can make an appointment by calling 877-258-4825, or you can go to the website donors.vitalant, that's VITALANT.org, and just search Payson, and you'll find where you can sign up. So, boy, future blood drives. Mm-hmm. So if you're not able to make the blood drive on Monday, Jennifer, you're here to tell us also about future blood drives.
I am. Thank you for having me. I'm just so honored to be here with the Vitalant team because they are incredible, the things they do for our community. Mm-hmm. We have two events upcoming, April 15th and June 10th. So that's quite a ways away. Mm-hmm. And those will be at High Country Seniors. They run from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And High Country Seniors is at 215 North Beeline Highway. It's the 2-story gray building across from Walmart. Mm-hmm. So those events are the same sign-up process that you mentioned. They can call the number or go online to Vitalant. And the reason I'm here today, Chris, is I just want to mention that every time someone donates blood with Vitalant, that's helping out Payson, because Banner Payson Medical Center, much like everyone probably up here in Payson, gets all their blood from Vitalant. So the blood that is used in our hospitals for our patients all comes from Vitalant, who runs these local drives. So it's just such an important cause, and that's why I'm here to talk about that part of it.
Mm-hmm. And it is very important because, Lori, you're going to share with us kind of the blood situation, not just in Arizona, but across the country.
Yes, so thank you, Chris, and Sue will speak to this as well. But first of all, I just want to say thank you to Jennifer Lawless. Not only is she so key in her role at the hospital, but Jennifer has also been serving as a blood drive coordinator for many, many years, with hosting the blood drives at the hospital and now at the senior center. So it's just a great big thank you for what you personally do to support our mission. So, Chris, yes, it's so very, very important. It's a staggering number in terms of the amount of blood we need each and every day. That number is 600 units of blood every day to support the Arizona hospitals. Vitalant is a sole provider for 94% of the hospitals here in Arizona.
Wow.
And so we are the sole provider for the Banner Payson Medical Center. And I would like Sue Thu to talk about right now we are experiencing a national blood shortage. So I would like Sue to invite Sue to talk really in depth about what we are facing right now in the month of currently right now.
Absolutely. It's been a 2-year record low in the blood supply for Arizona as well as across the nation. And a lot of people probably don't realize how hard hit we've been by COVID-19. Not only are we combating the seasonal shortages of blood that you have just after the holiday season, but over the course of the last 18 months, we've had thousands of blood drives canceled. But more recently, what is impacting us is the fact that because so many organizations are still working virtually, that many organizations do not have enough people in one location to be able to host a blood drive. So we're down about a third in the number of blood drives being hosted in Arizona. And then, of course, the ones that we do have, we're seeing lower participation because so many people are impacted by the new variant of COVID-19, where there's a large percentage of our population sick right now. And of course, until it's been at least 14 days that you have recovered from COVID-19, you're not eligible to donate blood until 14 days after. So we're just kind of been hit by a perfect storm of different things impacting the number of people who can give blood, as well as the number of organizations that can support us by hosting blood drives.
So just to verify, Sue, you mentioned that if you have had COVID-19, it must be 14 days since you tested negative before you can donate blood?
Yes, so
Okay.
I might just kind of cover the whole gambit of eligibility when it comes to COVID-19.
Okay.
The first thing that I want to assure people is that you cannot catch COVID-19 from blood transfusion because it is a respiratory element not passed on through blood. And it's also safe to donate blood because we use every safety precaution to keep our donors and staff safe while they're at Vitalant giving blood. If you've had a COVID-19 vaccination, there is no waiting period after that vaccination. You are free to go ahead and donate. But if you are currently ill with COVID-19, you need to wait until you're 100% symptom-free for at least 14 days before you can volunteer to donate blood with Vitalant.
Okay, that is very good to know. That is really good information to have out there. Before the program, we were talking and Lori mentioned the number of donations that you really require or looking for each day. And she had said that number was up at 600. Is that, something, 600 donations? Where, I guess, is Vitalant at right now as far as donations with these things that have happened?
Well, we had to issue our national critical appeal for blood on January 10th, and we're very grateful that we have seen an increase in donations since January 10th. But as far behind as we were going at the time we issued the press release, at a 2-year record low in blood supplies, it's going to take several days, if not weeks, to rebuild blood supplies back up to normal levels for this time of year. Another thing that often happens in the month of January is that we go into January with such low blood supplies, this should be even worse. But many people who have postponed essential surgeries during the holidays, those surgeries go back on the schedules in January because people can't indefinitely postpone an essential surgery.
So it is very critical. Again, our Payson Community Blood Drive is coming up this coming Monday, January 24th at the Mount Cross Lutheran Church. And it would be great. We really need to see a lot of people sign up. As Sue pointed out, there are record lows of the amount of blood that we have. So it would be great to see record highs as far as signups for this blood drive and future blood drives as well to just get those numbers back up. And something that was mentioned also before the program, Lori, was you said people volunteering, pilots that are volunteering.
I just think that's one of the most unbelievable aspects of our role as being the sole provider for so many hospitals in the state of Arizona. And Sue can speak more in depth on this, but we have volunteer pilots that fly our blood all across the state to make sure that our blood is on the shelves when it's needed, because it truly is. That's one thing that we are always educating our young donors, our first-time donors about, and that is blood has a shelf life, and red blood cells only last for 42 days, and so that blood has a shelf life, and so it really truly has to be the blood on the shelves that is saving lives. And that is why we work so diligently every day to make sure we're collecting that needed blood. But Sue can talk about our pilots, and they are unbelievable what they do to serve us.
Absolutely. The Flights for Life Pilots, it's an organization that was formed, I believe in the late 1980s, right here in Arizona, and since the program has expanded to some other states. But last year, the Flights for Life Pilots donated their time, their fuels, and their planes to transport blood free of charge for Vitalant. And they flew 1,800 missions last year, making sure that patients in the most remote parts of the state always had what they needed to survive. Not only do they deliver blood on an emergency basis for us, but they pick up blood from remote locations and bring it back to our lab so that we can maximize the number of components that we can make out of each unit of blood, because blood has to be processed within 8 hours in order to be able to also yield a plasma unit from the blood. But it's a remarkable program. It's a valuable life-saving thing that saves hundreds of thousands of dollars every year in transportation costs, and it helps us to meet the needs of patients in a very efficient way.
That is wonderful. 1,800 missions.
I know.
That's
Incredible. Yeah.
Something you just mentioned as well, Lori, is young people participating. So Ashland, I had asked Ashland if she knew that she could donate blood. She just turned 18 here recently, so she can do that on her own. But what is the age limit for donating blood?
Yes, so thank you very much. In fact, Payson High School is one of our incredible sponsors as well. And they have a blood drive coming up on February 8th.
Oh.
And it's going to be held in the Dome building. And that blood drive is open to the public. And so Payson High School has graciously offered for our members of our community to participate at that blood drive as well. So, Chris, 16 and 17-year-old donors. With a signed parental consent form. And there is a little bit of an extra height and weight requirement, so you can go onto our website and look at that information for our young donors. We want to make sure they're a certain height and weight, just to make sure that they have that 8 to 10 units of blood. But it's an incredible experience, and we can't begin to thank those high school students. The group of student volunteers that help organize that blood drive, I tell them, we can't begin to measure the rippling effect that they have, because they will introduce those young donors to becoming a blood donor, and those donors could go on for their life with being a blood donor. And so we can't begin to measure the rippling effect of what they do. And Chris, just bringing back to our blood drive on Monday, something that's very important that we're asking for our donors, and that is if they would be willing to schedule an appointment. We're highly emphasizing that at this time, just because we are maintaining social distance at the blood drives. And so in terms of having, a lot of donors come at one given time, that would be challenging for us to navigate the social distancing. So we are really encouraging donors to schedule an appointment at this time. And also, all of our donors, regardless of their vaccination status, are required to wear a mask to donate at this time. So
That is good to know. Yes.
I just want to jump in on that because we just had a blood drive at High Country Seniors in December, I
Yes.
think.
Mhm.
And I was so impressed once again with the Vitalent team with how safe they made everyone feel.
Mhm.
And you know, for those who normally don't wear a mask around or whatever, they still were made to feel very comfortable. Everyone was welcome that had their appointment. We even were able to take a couple of walk-ins. I know that's not the
Yes.
ideal, but
Mhm.
I was just impressed with how clean and how like careful the whole team was. Everyone felt really safe, and I know there are people still out there that are hesitant to go out, you know, and do things right now. We're hearing in all the news about the, you know, the Omicron variant and stuff, but really to go give blood and know that it's such a safe place to do that, you'll feel totally comfortable. The team is incredible. I know you know that because you work with them as well, Chris,
Oh,
but
yes.
I just wanted to mention that. Please don't be afraid to come out and give blood. It's really safe and it is obviously so important.
Mm-hmm. So February
Jennifer.
8th is the blood drive at Payson High School.
Yes.
So I'm looking at you, Ashland. Are you going to sign up? Do you think you'll sign up? Not putting you on the spot.
I'm putting you on the spot.
But,
I don't know. I might have to get over my like crippling fear of needles. But
so
yeah.
I'll go to that one if you go. I'll go.
That's
I haven't
awesome.
donated blood in a while though, and I wasn't eligible because serving overseas, I was in an area where there was mad cow disease.
And
So-
Sue can give you our great news about that. A lot
Okay.
has changed with that. Yes.
Oh, that would be great,
Well, that's
Sue.
good news.
Yes.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
Yes, the change in requirements. Chris was not able to donate for a long time because of the deferral for mad cow disease. And I was just saying that you could talk about our change that we've had with that requirement.
So I didn't come prepared with the
Oh.
exact information on the change, but I am sitting here in front of my laptop and I can find it online while we're chatting, and hopefully I'll let you know before the end of the show.
And that is okay. I didn't mean to throw you the mad cow disease curveball, but
I'm well versed in a lot of topics, but I don't have all of our donor eligibility things memorized. But
oh yes.
I can probably find it.
Yes, and I remember, and it was with Sherry Earp because we were living in Pine at the time,
Yes.
and I went to donate blood at the Pine Community Center, and I remember, being told that, and the date, I believe they said that I would be eligible again was like 2237 or something along those lines, where I'll be long gone by that time, but I had heard something that it had changed here a little while ago. So
Yes, and one thing for our donors to know is there is so much information in terms of donor eligibility, and sometimes donors think because of something that was years ago that they're no longer eligible to donate, but that there's constantly changes with donor eligibility and guidelines with medication, with surgeries. There's so many things that are constantly changing, and I always say it's great to call our donor eligibility hotline. That number is 1-877-25-VITAL, and a member of our staff will be happy to look up that information, and it really is a database of information that they go into. So the dates for the mad cow deferral, they've been changed in terms of the countries, the time frames that you were there.
Gotcha.
And then there is also a reinstatement process that if you were deferred, we just need to pull your information and have you reinstated so that is no longer a permanent deferral for the mad cow. And so anyways, I always say to the donors, call our donor eligibility number. And I just wanted to say one other thing about our high school donors. Ashland, just like you, many donors do have a fear of needle, and it is a very, very, very simple process. It takes just 2 seconds of a little pinch. And what I like to tell donors is, Sue knows, I'm sure Jennifer knows, I've been doing this for 12 years and I still get emotional. I'll get emotional right now. It's because we see the faces of the patients on the other side that are waiting for that blood. And so I always tell the high school donors, it is it is a new process for sure to come in and roll up your sleeve and have somebody take that blood donation from you. But I think there's no better feeling if you are eligible to be able to do that and help change a life. And it really is a euphoric feeling. And right now we have technology in place that many of our donors, it's kind of on a lottery right now in terms of the donors that receive the notification, but you literally receive a text message when your blood is being used.
That is cool.
I know, and I've been in the presence of a coworker that received that text message. We were in a meeting, and she's been doing this for a long time as well. But literally, when that message came in and she looked at it, she got emotional. I mean,
yes.
Literally that moment of knowing my blood is going into this patient to potentially help save their life.
And that is a wonderful use of technology
Yes.
to be able
Yes.
to let a donor know
Yes.
that they're having an impact right at that time.
Yes.
I also want to say, speaking to our youth, we have wonderful, incredible youth in our community
Yes.
that contribute a lot to our community.
Yes.
And this is just another contribution, by them. And it's significant. I mean, it can be a case when you're younger, and especially with all the craziness going on in
Yes.
the world. It's like, well, what can
I
I do?
What can I do?
Yeah,
Yes.
how can I have a real impact? How can I really help? And this is, oh my goodness, a way that you can truly help. It doesn't matter, 16 or 60 or 90. I mean, you can truly help. And to be notified like that, I'm sure that would be cool. I know. Would you like getting a message like that?
I mean, to get a message that you are potentially saving someone's life, I think would be absolutely fantastic.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah.
It's awesome.
I
It's
could imagine,
awesome.
it being very emotional, and it doesn't matter how long you've been doing
Yes.
it, that it would have a big impact on your life.
And Chris, I just want to say a thank you because she just had to step down from being our blood drive coordinator for the Payson Community Blood Drive, but she was instrumental in really spreading the word throughout our Payson community over the last 3 years, and that is Rachel Adella. She was the voluntary blood drive coordinator for the Payson Community Blood Drive. We are in need of a new blood drive coordinator, but Rachel, I know she was in studio many times sharing
She
her
was.
personal story, but she received many units of blood when she gave birth to her first child. And she shared firsthand that account of knowing that, she went on to have 5 children, and those children's lives happened because of blood donors, like our great blood donors in the Payson community that helped save her life. So a huge shout out and thank you to Rachel Adella. She just had to step down because of the needs of her young family, but just absolutely amazing what she did to help spread the word.
Yes, thank you, Rachel. And again, the Payson Community Blood Drive is happening this coming Monday, January 24th. At the Mount Cross Lutheran Church, which is at 601 East Highway 260 here in Payson in the log cabin. And you really do need to make an appointment so that way they can run an efficient and well-organized blood drive. They love to have people, usually walking in and love to see a lot of faces, but it makes it so much easier for the Vitalent crew if you have an appointment, and that number is 877-25-VITAL or 258-4825, or you can go onto the website and it is donors.vitalent, VITALANT.org. And there's also flyers on our website, KRIMFM.com. If you click on them, you go right to the page where you can sign up. So, wow. And I don't know if you were able to find that information, Sue.
I'm looking on the website as we speak. I think it's 3 months now, but I'd
3
like
months.
to verify that before I put it out to the general public.
Well,
So,
and that's okay, because I'm probably the minority, that there weren't that many people in that area that are in the Payson area right now, or Rim Country area. So even if you were able to get that later to us, I could put that out there on the air or share that with our listeners.
absolutely, that would be fantastic. It had recently changed, and I just want to make sure I've got all of my facts straight before I put something out there to the public.
Oh, no, thank you so much for that. Well, again, this is just a very important event and something that's really needed in our community, throughout the state of Arizona, throughout the country. So really encourage people to sign up for this coming blood drive on Monday, January 24th, or also the next drive, it sounds like in the area, would be February 8th
Yes.
at Payson High School.
Yes. And then we'll
Okay.
be at the
And
hospital.
then at Banner,
All right, the
or-
High Country Seniors.
Yeah.
Yes.
High Country Seniors, April 15th, and then June 10th.
Yeah, we've got blood drives booked through the year, so there's a lot of opportunities for people to come out and
Yes.
help. And
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is. We have great partners, incredible partners up here. Expedition Church, Culver's at Payson. We host blood drives there.
Mm-hmm.
Sawmill Theater,
Mm-hmm.
and also Pine Strawberry community as well. And I know you just posted our story of our unbelievable volunteer coordinator there. She's been serving in Arizona for over 50 years, Sherry
Wow.
Earp,
Mm-hmm.
and she is just an absolute treasure.
And I also wanted to thank Sue Thu, who, when we were talking earlier this morning, she shared with me that she served as a volunteer or a coordinator here in RIM country for many years. So it's wonderful, the connection there.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much. So the Rim Country area is very near and dear to me because during my first years working for Vitality, I organized the blood drives in the area for 5 years, and so it's just wonderful people there, and one of my the highlights of my career.
Mm.
it's
Well,
nice
thank
to-
you. Thank you so much, Sue, for joining us this morning and for all of the great information. Thank you, Lori and Jennifer. Thank you as well. And I really appreciate Banner, Payson Medical Center. This is your day of the month to be on the community spotlight and to share this time with Vitalent, just to get this awesome event out to all of our listeners and out to the public.
Well, it's our pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity, Chris. We appreciate you guys at KRIM, and Ashlyn, thank you.
Yes, and thank you,
Yes.
Ashlyn.
And
I don't
thank
want to
you,
forget.
Jennifer. Thank you. Yes, it was their invitation that brought us here this morning, so we're just so truly, truly grateful.
Yeah, no, thank you everyone for listening, and thank you in advance to everyone that is signed up or going to sign up for Monday's blood drive, Payson Community Blood Drive. Again, that's this coming Monday at Mount Cross Lutheran Church. And if you weren't able to get the phone numbers or the websites, please don't hesitate to call the station here, give KRIM a call, and that's 468-5746, and we'll get you that information. So also want to thank Desert Financial Credit Union, our Community Spotlight sponsor. Now let's get you the weather here in RIM country from the National Weather Service.
And for Payson and surrounding
Thank you
areas.
so much.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
that
Just
was
so time